Drishyam rupam lochanam draka tadrishyam draktumanasam drishyadi vrittaya sakshi drageva natu drishyate. Okay. Now we have completed 26th verse, and we're currently in the portion where we are looking at the various methods of meditation. Meditation here is called samadhi. And samadhi is of two types. One is a state of being, a state of being. That means samadhi is the noun. And that is called nirvikalpa samadhi. Then we have a practice of samadhi. The practice of samadhi is called savikalpa samadhi. Yeah. These are the two broad distinctions. Then within that, you can practice samadhi or meditation by turning your focus within, or you can practice it by turning your focus outside. When you turn your attention within, it is called hridhi, hridhi in the heart. And when you turn it outside, it is called bahya, bahya. Bahya means outside, bahi means outside. So there is now subdivision within this. When I practice meditation, therefore savikalpa samadhi, I can practice by putting my attention within or attention without. And also now another subdivision, in the practice of savikalpa samadhi, you can focus on what is seen or you can focus on what is heard. When you focus on what is seen, it is called drishyanuvidda, associated with seen. And when you focus on what is heard, it's called shabdanuvidda. Yeah. And so finally, this gives us 6 types of samadhi, which the text is looking at. And let's bring that up on the diagram so you can quickly see. So the text gives this. This is in the actual book. Samadhi, inside, outside, with duality, savikalpa, without duality, nirvikalpa. Then, associated with seen, associated with words. All these 3 we have covered. 1, 2, and 3 we have completed. Now we are going to look at 4, 5, and 6, where our attention is placed outside. Yeah? Our attention is placed outside. This is now the side we're going to explore this. Now, this actually is very important with regards to the practice of meditation, because a lot of practitioners in meditation get very habituated and I would say comfortable. They become very comfortable with just only placing their attention within. And so what they tend to do is to find a quiet corner, to get away from the rest of the world and shut off the world and then place their attention within. And then what they find is when they have to come out of the practice of meditation and face the world, they become quite disturbed. Yeah? And then they enjoy their quiet, silent meditation by themselves, but then now dealing with the world becomes such a headache for them. And so they try to escape the world by running towards the seat of meditation. And this is not the goal of Advaita Vedanta. Advaita Vedanta does not advocate this type of practice. It does not advocate this as the goal. And you will see that later on. There's a beautiful verse that's going to come at the end of the text. that the goal of life is not to isolate yourself from everyone else, sitting long hours in silent meditation, and then becoming disturbed when you have to meet that world. This is not the goal of Advaita Vedanta. Therefore, this second aspect of meditation, where our attention is outside, is as important as the previous one. That we have to learn how to interact with the world, or how to meditate while interacting with the world. How to remain in a state of samadhi, meditation, equipoise, whilst meeting the world. So this is a very important aspect, because it shows that the skilled or wise practitioner of Vedanta can do both, can sit quietly, but can also meet the world. Otherwise, Vedanta will just keep on advocating quietude, solitude, and a longer COVID lockdown. Yeah, but Vedanta does not advocate longer COVID lockdown. It says, no, you have to go meet the world. But when you meet this world, you should remain and you should abide in the self. You should maintain your attention and abidance in the self even when you meet this world. Okay? So, this is now what's going to be taken up in these next 3 verses, starting from 27. So I'll put that up, and then Priya, you can chant 27.
Hridiv bahya deshepi, Hridiv bahya deshepi, Yasmin kasminscha vastuni, Yasmin kasminscha vastuni, Samadhiradhya sanmatran, Samadhiradhya sanmatran, Namarupa pruthakritihi, Namarupa pruthakritihi.
Okay. Translation: as in the heart, in any outside object, also the first meditation, which means associated with the scene, is possible. The meditation is the separation of the name and form from pure existence. Okay? So what does that mean? Very simply, just like the first type of meditation we saw, that where our attention was placed within. In the first type of meditation we saw, our attention was within, and we practiced being the witness and watching the thoughts as object. We took the seer and seen attitude, the Sakshi Bhava. Yeah, that was the first type of meditation which we saw, which had our attention directed within. Now, same thing is being practiced outside. That it is also a scene-based meditation. So it is Drishya, Anuvid, Savikalpa, Samadhi. Drishya means associated with the scene. Anuvid, Savikalpa, Samadhi, practicing the meditation. But Bahya, it is based outside, looking outside. And what does it say here? Yasmin kasmin shavastuni. In any object that a person sees outside, any object, yeah, one is able to sanmatrat nama rupa pratakritihi. One is able to separate name and form from pure existence. Pure existence. Okay. This is what this person is doing. When they're seeing the world, they are able to separate name and form from pure existence. Okay. Now let us go back to the very important mantra. Mantra 20 was very important. And mantra 20, it said, Asti bhati priyam rupam namachet amsha panchakam adya trayam brahma rupam jagat rupam tatodvayam. Very important one. So the entire universe is made out of 5 factors. Asti, existence. Bhati, consciousness. Priyam, ananda, bliss. Then I said also nama and rupa. Nama, rupa. He said the first 3 belong to Brahman. Adya, trayam, brahma, rupa. I mean, existence, consciousness, bliss are the truth. And nama, rupa, name and form, are Jagat, Jagat Maya. Yeah? They are illusions. Yeah. So now this mantra here, this practice of meditation, what is it saying? When you see the world outside, these 5 are there. For us that are currently more under the influence of ignorance, our focus is on name and form. Our natural focus is on name and form. We are looking at nama and rupa, and we are fascinated with that. So we miss commonly the existence, consciousness, and bliss. And what we see is name and form. We see name and form. Yeah. And this fascinates us, it excites us, and then it also plays on our likes and dislikes. It accentuates our raga and dvesha, and then obviously ends up causing us more sukha and dukkha. Now this is gross vision, gross vision. So this is easy to do, and there's a natural tendency to focus on name and form because they're very tangible. They're very tangible. However, if we want to move away from this to a subtler, diviner, peaceful existence, we have to shift our attention from the gross to the subtle. And what is the subtle? The subtle is to see the vision of existence, consciousness, and bliss, and let go of name and form. Yeah, let go of name and form. Now that doesn't mean you won't see name and form. You will see it, but you won't give it importance. Currently, we are seeing it and giving it importance. Please understand, in meditation, in this samadhi, savikalpa samadhi, practice of meditation, your eyes are going to see name and form, will form. They are definitely going to see it. The grass is going to be green, the sky is going to be blue, the leaves will be there on the tree. It's not that everything becomes one homogeneous mass of light and you walk around and just, oh, I'm bathed in light, looking at light. If that's what you're seeing, then you have some optical issues. They are medically related, and you should see a doctor as soon as possible if this is what's happening. Or you're just staring at a light bulb for too long. Your experience of life should not just be one mass of whiteness. No. You will see everything. The difference is you won't place importance on it, which means it will not disturb you. It won't disturb you, and you won't create what's called division. You will see difference, but from difference, you won't see division. Now, I'll give an example. Now, let's say prior to COVID, people come to your house, yeah? They bring their children, and then you have your children, you have their children, yeah? Now, you'll always see the 4 different children that are there. But when you see these 2 and when you see those 2, these 2 you see these are my children. And when you see those 2, they're their children, yeah? my jacket, his jacket, my food, your food, all this is taking place. Yeah. To see the 4 different children, that will always be there. Even for the realized master, he will see the 4 different children. But he is not going to associate, these are my devotees, non-devotees, these are my children, not his children. This type of what's called division is not created. So you have to understand what is difference and what is division. Difference will always be there. Blue will always be blue, green will always be green. Yeah. Division is when you develop raga and dvesha for one of them. I like blue, I dislike green, I like my children, I dislike their children. Or sometimes it's the opposite. I like their children, I dislike my children. Sometimes I don't know. We don't know. It depends on the nature of the children. See, that's called division. So where there all of a sudden sprouts this fascination, attraction, and this movement towards a particular object and movement away from another object, attraction, repulsion. Where that is taking place, that means you have a vision of division. That is a vision of division. However, for the enlightened master, they see differences, but they are not attracted to any particular object, nor are they repulsed by any particular object. So this raga, dvesha, push and pull is not there for the meditative practitioner. So how do we go from seeing, currently living in division and just seeing difference but not being affected by that division? That's why I said, shift your attention, sanmatra, sanmatra, sadmatra, sad existence, matra pure existence. They can see the pure existence and extract it from name and form. Nama rupa pratakritihi. Pratakritihi, separate, to separate. They say pure, which means what? It means seeing the essence of the object. Seeing the swarupa of the object, not seeing the name and form. So obviously this is where many of our conventional, our conventional illustrations are given in Vedanta, and the classic one is called the gold and the ornaments. Yeah. I had something I was going to prepare, but I didn't prepare it, but it's here. Let's see if I have time to prepare. Now, in gold and ornaments, we are seeing different types or different shapes of gold. Yeah? And those different shapes of gold, we then give different names. Yeah? So that gold, which is in the form of a circle, is called the ring. Yeah? And it must have a hole in it as well. It can't just be a circle. And it's a coin. If it's a circle, it's a coin. If there's a hole in it, it's called a ring. Yeah? You can't wear a coin on your finger. Yeah? You can't pay for things. Yeah. So what's the difference? Only that middle is popped out. Yeah? And then, I don't know, it depends where we wear it. Some people wear it here. Some people wear it there. Some people wear it everywhere, all over the place. Ear ring, nose ring, lip ring, various piercings. Then it can be made into a chain. Yeah, then it's made into a chain, then it's called necklace, and then suddenly the bar of gold. So a bar of gold is also there. Now, essentially, what is it? Huh? It is just gold. But you know, we are so used to looking at earring. We are so used to looking at these things. Where when we look at it, we say, oh, what a beautiful earring. And our fascination is with that circular thing, and the fascination with the carving, the how engraved it is, and all that type of stuff. And our fascination is with Nama Rupa. Okay, we become fascinated with that. But we have forgotten this is gold, actually. It is gold. Hmm? Now, sometimes in this example, the problem we have is that when something is engraved very well, it gets more value. Yeah, it has more value. So it's got very nice engraving, then they give more. That's why we have more value for it. Right? Now, I've had chance to do something. Okay, can you see what this is? So this is blue tack. Okay, so this is a blob. I think we call this blob. It's just one big round ball of blue tack. Then I made another one. Yeah, so that's a ring of blue tack. And I made another one. So many things I was doing while I was talking. A strip of blue tack. Now you look at it. You can call this strip, you can call this ring, you can call this blob. Now, because none of them have got any more value, it's the same thing only. Actually, from our point of view, no one really calls it a strip, a ring, or a blob. We just call it blue tack, isn't it? That means when I see it and I just call blue tack, that means my vision is on what? My vision is on its essence, its swarupa. I'm not fascinated with it being a ring or a blob or a strip. We just say, get me blue tack. That's it. When we ask people, say, just get me blue tack. Yeah? We're not fascinated with name and form. We're only fascinated with what it is, its essence. But this is an experience we have. Yeah? So now, can we take that vision, yeah, and now come to see the entire universe with this vision? That different people are there, but the different people are manifestation of the same thing, Satchidananda. Different objects are there. My computer, my phone, your phone. But they're all manifestation of Satchidananda. Okay. Trees, animals, birds, dogs, all these things. They are just mere manifestations of Satchidananda. Yeah. And why have they put Sat here? Because Sat is the easiest thing to see. Sat means existence. All objects we see, we know one thing, they exist. We sometimes find it hard to see consciousness because it can be unmanifest in the object. If the object is inert, we fail to see consciousness. If the object does not bring me happiness, we fail to see the bliss aspect. So we feel that the bliss is unmanifest, the consciousness is unmanifest, but one thing is always manifest, and that is Satswarupa. The Satswarupa is always manifest, whether you like it or don't like it, whether it's inert or sentient, whether it's bringing you pleasure or not bringing you pleasure, it is Satswarupa. Therefore, in this meditation, as we look at the world outside, hear the world outside, taste the world outside, touch the world outside, we will taste, touch, hear, and smell all differences. But in our inner comprehension, we have to come to recognize that all of it is just pure existence. It is just manifestation of pure existence, and that pure existence, of course, we call Brahman. So it is just Brahman manifesting in different colors, names, and forms. Importance is given to the Swarupa, Tattva, essence, and not to the name and form. See, if we live with this vision, if you have this vision, then you will find that your raga and dvesha goes down. Your likes and dislikes go down. As your likes and dislikes go down, your volatility goes down. Yeah? That you don't get so affected by small change. I was talking to someone recently, and we were talking about what is your favorite food in the house they had this week, and they said, "Oh, in our house, Swamiji, everyone likes that one food. You have to get in early. If you don't get in early, someone else takes it." I said, when they take it, is there any food? Like this? There's plenty of food in the house, Swamiji. There's plenty of food, but it's the favorite food. You have to run after that favorite food. So he decided to eat dinner at 4 o'clock in the afternoon because he wanted to get the jump on the rest of the people in the house. So he decided 4 o'clock is now dinner time for him, because then he gets into the favorite food. Everyone else comes at 6:30. God, he's already done it. Yeah. Now think about it. Food is food, but when you see nama and rupa, then you get fascinated with particular food. And then when someone takes that particular food, you get affected. But if you just see food as food and someone takes your favorite food, no big deal. Actually, you don't have favorite foods. Yeah, you don't really have favorite anything. Yeah, you just say everything is Brahman, everything is divine only. Yeah, the minute we have favorites, that's when there's going to be problems. Right? All parents know you can't have a favorite child. You know, if you have a favorite child, there's a problem. Unless you have one child. You have one child, you say my favorite child, but that's also meaningless only because one child is there. You are my favorite child. Yeah. But if you have a favorite child, the other two will be very upset. So, that one is your favorite. I am not your favorite. Yeah. So as you focus on the swarupa of anything, this favoritism goes. And when favoritism goes, bias goes. Bias, partiality. The inability to see things objectively. That means the person that you have favoritism for, you always be partial towards. They say we have soft spot for that person. That means that person can do wrong things, but you'll be very, don't tell them off. Leave them alone. Like sometimes when little children are there, oldest child and Chunnumunnu, when Chunnumunnu plays up, everyone, I hate Chunnumunnu. Because he got big cheeks and he's quite fat and round and all that. So when Chunnumunnu plays up, hey, it's okay. Oldest child gets very frustrated because elder child is always, this one breaks all the rules. And when it breaks all the rules, you just look at it and say, oh, Chunnumunnu, Chunnumunnu. And it's like, leave. That frustrates the other one. Yeah. So when we can't see the tattva, we focus on name and form, then we end up having favoritism bias, from bias, lack of objectivity, and then problems all stuff. Yeah, you get clashes. Therefore, focus on the essence. When you focus on the essence, you will see a thing as it is. Free of bias, free of partiality. Then your interaction with that thing is most healthy. It's the healthiest it can possibly be. Because it's free from any masala. No masala. It's just, you're saying as it is, as nature intended it. So in this way, you end up living a very peaceful life actually. Sometimes people think this is very boring only, but it's not. This is a peaceful life. In that peace, you find depth. In that depth, you will find bliss. Otherwise, we have to keep on settling for sense gratification, which is like a drop of happiness when we can have an ocean. We are always giving up the ocean for the drop. With this vision, give up the drop, get the ocean. Yeah. So this is something we can practice anywhere and everywhere, with anything. Mhm. Music is just music, sound only is existence. Manifestation of sound is a quality of akasha, space. And akasha is born of Brahman. Tasmadva etasmat atmana akasha sambhutah. Akashat vayuh vayur agnih agnir apah abhya prithvi. From the self, from that Brahman, which is the self, has come akasha. That akasha's quality is sound. That's why some people get very disturbed by some sound. They like this music, they don't like that music. They think this music is silly music. So basically, whatever your teenage son is listening to, that's silly music only. Stop, turn that off. How are you going to study? Yeah. But then your Bollywood music is so charming, so beautiful. But then their rock and roll or whatever they're listening to, turn that off. How can you study to that music? Yeah. These are all different. This is all saying division. It's just sound only. It's all just sound. Yeah. And so when we give this up, all of a sudden mind becomes balanced in all situations. Yeah, mind becomes balanced in all situations. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. So this is the samadhi abhyas of seeing things outside as Brahman. Okay. Let's move to verse 28. So we've seen associated with seen. Now looking outside, associated with word.
Akhandaikarasam vastu. Akhandaikarasam vastu. Satchidananda lakshanam. Satchidananda lakshanam. Ityavichinna chinteyam. Ityavichinna chinteyam. Samadhirmadhyamo bhavet. Samadhirmadhyamo bhavet.
Okay, good. So now akhanda eka rasam vastu satchidananda lakshanam iti avichinna chinta yam samadhi madhyamo bhavet. So now samadhi madhyamo bhavet means this. Now this second type of samadhi, which is fifth on our numbers overall. What is it involved? Avichinna. Avichinna means unbroken. Chinta, unbroken contemplation, unbroken remembrance, unbroken thinking. Upon what? Iti. Iti means whatever is prior to that word. Iti. And what does it say? Iti. Prior to that. Akanda ekarasam vastu satchidananda lakshanam. So when I see vastu means object. When I see that object, I say to myself, satchidananda lakshanam. And it is akanda ekarasam. Yeah. So now this is associated with words. So this is the thought that you have to keep bringing into your mind every time you see an object. So when I see the object, I say to myself, this is satchidananda. Yeah. And it is akanda ekarasam. That means unbroken, one homogeneous, unbroken mass of Satchit Ananda. Akanda means no break. Yeah. Kanda means to break. No break. Akanda. Ekarasam means homogeneous. Homogeneous means it is pure. Nothing else is mixed into it. Yeah, it is pure. So this is one mass of pure existence, consciousness, bliss, Satchidananda. This is what the person is telling themselves internally while they are seeing this entire world. So internally, while we are moving about, this is the thought. And if this thought is continuous, then this is called Savikalpa Samadhi. We can maintain this thought. Yeah. So this one is based on words. This is the words that you're using. Yeah. Everything I see is pure existence, consciousness, and bliss. It is one, it is undivided, it's homogeneous, not mixed with anything else. So in that way, again, same practice is going on. They are looking at everything, but now reaffirming verbally that this is Satchidananda. Yeah. So this can be helpful because our mind drifts and our thoughts change. So this is a way of controlling our thoughts to bring them back towards that higher contemplation. Okay. Now this again, this when we, and I think I mentioned that in this class, when we chant these type of things, these type of, if you want to call mantra or statement, this is not a japa to be done mindlessly. When you chant this, your full intellectual alertness and power should be behind it. This is contemplation. It's called chintanam. This is not japa. Okay? This is not japa. So you're not just walking around saying everything is Satchidananda, everything is Satchidananda, everything is Satchidananda. It's not a japa. That's a japa. Yeah? In chintanam, your intellectual power should be behind those words. When your intellectual power is behind words, what happens is you start changing your perception of that thing. Your perception changes. Yeah. Only if your intellectual power is behind it. You know, I watched a documentary once. It was on food. It was on sugar. It was on sugar. And it was saying how so many common things that we eat are got such high sugar content, you know, because we never pay any attention to it. So they have, manufacturers have been slowly introducing a lot of sugar into just common, ordinary things that are not even supposed to be sweet. They say one is tomato sauce. Tomato sauce has got 25% sugar in it, which is quite astounding. Tomato sauce, which is not even a sweet condiment, they got 25%. Now, when they were saying that, I was paying full attention. And when I was paying full attention, that idea, the thought that this object is now got sauce has got 25% sugar, because I was paying full attention to it. When they said it, then that 25% has registered. It has registered in my thinking. And because it has registered deeply in my thinking, now when I look at tomato sauce, what do I see? I see 25% sugar. That's what I'm looking at. Every time I pick that up, I keep thinking, and the question is, where is the 25? The bottom half, the top half, the middle half? I take from the top and I hope it's at the bottom. No. It's akanda ekarasam. It's everywhere. It is sprinkled throughout the whole thing. Yeah? So when we are practicing meditation, meditation has to be with our full intellectual strength behind it. This type of samadhi is all about having full intellectual strength, and that's why it's called contemplation. Gurudev will commonly call this contemplation. In Bhaja Govindam, you'll also find in the first or second verse, Manasi vichintayam varam varam. Yeah, Manasi vichintayam varam varam means again contemplate in your mind and again and again. This is different to japa. In japa, your full intellectual strength is not required. You can just chant Krishna, Krishna, but your attention can be somewhere else. Your intellect may not be fully awake. That's why I said the name of God can be taken under any circumstances. While he's yawning, he can take the name of God. While he's walking, can take the name of God. I say, while he's falling over, he can take the name of God. So while you're falling and stumbling, Krishna, Krishna, and then fall down. Yeah? Which means you can multitask with the name of God. You can be doing many other things and name of God can be going on. Yeah? So, you know, if we are not able to bring our full intellectual capacity to something, then Nama Sankirtanam is very, very good. Yeah? And then just have it going on in the background, even while you're cooking and cleaning and doing all that. You can have Nam Sankirtanam. But now this type of thing is not Nam Sankirtan. It is not Japa. That's called Japa. This is called Chintanam. In Chintanam, your full intellectual strength, awareness, Vivek Shakti must be there. The power of contemplation should be there. So that when you say, Akhandaikarasam Vastu Satchidananda Lakshanam, when you say that, when you say, this object is Satchidananda, your attention should be such that now your vision is changing towards that object. The way you see it is changing. It's not merely just going on mechanically. You are actually now having a different experience of that object. You are not seeing the object as a transactional utilitarian purpose. You are seeing it actually as a manifestation of Brahman. And that will change your experience. It must change your experience. In Japa, your experience is not changed. It is just background chanting going on, very slowly, just cutting away at some vasanas which may be there. It's a very slow process. Our entire process changes when Chintanam is brought. When contemplation is brought forth, the whole process is sped up dramatically. Chintanam is like catalyst. And it changes things extremely quickly. Yeah. So these are not to be done mechanically. These are to be done with the power of contemplation. And that's why this practice of samadhi, which is a practice of nididhyasanam, is to be done after mananam and shravana. Yeah, that's why the manana and shravana is important. The manana is very important. The reflection, clearing the doubts. So when the doubts are cleared, then when you say that thing, it's understood. There is a change in the way you now experience that object. Okay, so that's the main thing to understand there. Okay. And now we will go on to the sixth and final type of meditation.
Stabdhi bhavo rasa swadat. Stabdhi bhavo rasa swadat. Tritiyah purvavanmataha. Tritiyah purvavanmataha. Etay samadhibhih षड्भिः Etay samadhibhih षड्भिः Nayet kalam nirantaram Nayet kalam nirantaram.
Okay. Now here it says Stabdhi Bhavaha. Stabdhi Bhava means a total stillness. Stabdhi means like a pillar. Stambanam. Bhavaha. In that state of being of total stillness. Why is it totally still? Rasa swadat. Overcome. Overwhelmed. Because of the experience of rasa. Rasa means bliss. Yeah. Rasadatat tritiya purvavat mataha. Actually, this meditation, purvavat mataha, it was spoken of earlier. Etai samadhibhi shadbihir nayet kalam nirantaram. These are now the six that have been discussed. But now it says here, in this one it says, this one's actually already been done before. Yeah? Because this nirvikalpa samadhi, this now is talking about the goal. This is not talking about a practice. This is talking the goal. So when you practice this, with the previous ones, where do you end up? You end up here. Stabdhi bhava rasa swadat. Yeah? And what is it the same? It's the same as the nirvikalpa samadhi, which was mentioned in verse 26. So verse 26 and verse 29 are doing the same thing actually. So although they've called 6 different types of samadhis, actually it's only 5 only, because the nirvikalpas are both the same. And the text is saying that. Yeah. And in terms of practice, there's only 4 to practice, because nirvikalpa is the goal. Yeah. There's only 4 practice and 1 is the goal. Yeah. And now this one, when they describe the goal, this is beautiful. Yeah, Stabdi Bhava Rasaswada. You see, what I mentioned before, seeing existence, seeing Sanmatram, Namarupa Pratakriti, seeing pure existence, wherever you go, remembering this Vastu Sachidananda Lakshanam. Sometimes people think it's a bit boring, Swami. Oh, everything is a pure existence only. Can you add some masala to the pure existence? Because it's like eating bread and water. It just sounds like you're eating bread and water. So no taste, no flavor. Very boring, Swamiji, very boring. Can you add Krishna dancing in there? Can then we dance in there as well? Can we have dandiya as well when we practice Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Swamiji? Can we do puja with Abhishek and all that? No. Chintanam. Oh, Manasi Vichintaya Varam. Again, I have to contemplate. This contemplation sounds a bit dull, but it's not. It's the opposite, actually. Contemplation. What is the phala of contemplation? You will be overwhelmed with bliss. Overwhelmed. Saswada. Oh, inundated, drowned, drenched, immersed in bliss. This is the result of contemplation. So don't think contemplation is some boring thing that you are sitting around and going, existence. I'm pouring existence onto my existence and eating my existence with my existence. And now I'm feeling that I'm existing. No, it's not like that. It's a beautiful thing. Actually, you see our meal prayers like Brahmarpanam Brahma Vi Brahma No Brahmanartham. Brahma Ivatena Brahma Karma Samadhina. The same thing only. Brahman is the ladle, Brahman is the fire, Brahman is everything. I'm eating the Brahman with the Brahman in my Brahman. That's it. And they say, I don't know. That's when people say, please explain that to children. I say, no, don't explain it to children. It's very hard to explain it to children. It's such a highly contemplative mantra. It cannot be explained. But you say, what is the phala of Chintanam? Ooh, overwhelmed with bliss. Rasaswada. That is a beautiful word. Stabdi Bhava Rasaswada. You're so overwhelmed with bliss. He's just fixed. Can't move. Can't move. Yeah. Now what that means is the mind does not move. The mind does not move from this rasa, this Brahmananda. So rasa, I explained that before, rasa means Brahmananda. Raso vaisaha rasaggahyevayam labdva anandi bhavati. The rasa word is found in Taittiriya Upanishad. The Brahman is rasa. Yeah. And this rasa also, in Bhagavatam it comes, you say when Krishna entered into Mathura, you say rasa prada. He was one who was giving rasa to everyone. Everyone was looking at Bhagavan and Brahmananda was coming towards him. That's why when you understand these things and then you read Puranas, the Puranas are so beautiful because the Puranas use the language of the Upanishad as well. So Krishna is called Rasa Prada. Prada means one who gives. He's giving rasa. What is he giving? Brahmananda. Yeah. That's why everyone that was looking at him was just, they were just stumped, stupefied. Completely absorbed in that bliss only. Ras Leela. Ras Leela means what? Rasasya Sfurtihi Rasaha. manifestation of ras. It's called rasa. So the Ras Leela is not some cheap dance that he's doing with some women. It is the dance of expression of Brahmananda. They have lost body identification and they are just absorbed in that beautiful Brahmananda rasa. See, understand, language is so beautiful. So now in this Nirvikalpa Samadhi, what is happening? Overwhelmed with bliss. Now this is the goal. Yeah. When it says fixed, it doesn't mean physically fixed. It doesn't mean can't do anything. The next few mantras will explain that. What it is saying is that his mind becomes so fixed on that, actually his mind doesn't, his mind dissolves into that. His mind dissolves into that. There's no mind after that. His ego is gone. Gone. And when the mind and ego is dissolved into this, it means it never goes hunting for happiness outside. It never goes looking for happiness in objects. You see, what type of happiness is this? This is Brahmananda. And this Brahmananda cannot be compared at all to this Vishayananda. Vishayananda, happiness from objects. Vishaya Sukham. So when it sees Vishaya, there's nothing there. It's Brahman only. Brahman only. And in Brahman, it sees happiness. In Vishaya, Vishaya as Vishaya, there is no happiness. Vishaya as Brahman, there is happiness. So when it sees the object, you see the object is manifestation of Brahman, then there is happiness. But it sees the object as object, you won't find any happiness. Nothing is there. So in this way, the end goal of Chintanam is not that you come tired and go to sleep. The end goal of Chintanam is that you should experience so much bliss. This is the bliss of thinking. Some people don't like thinking. But thinking is where the bliss is. Thinking is where bliss is. So, in all aspects of life, you think about something and you discover something, there's so much joy. There's so much joy when you discover something. All people experience that joy of discovery. That discovery is an intellectual thing that's happening actually. There's an intellectual awakening. And in that intellectual awakening called discovery, you are inundated with joy. It happens to everyone, whether musician, whether dancer discovers new choreography, musician discovers new tune, poet discovers new way to express poetry. Whenever people have a discovery, there is great joy. And all discoveries are basically intellectual. There's an intellectual widening and appreciation. That's what Chintanam does. Chintanam, finally, what are we discovering here? This is self-discovery. We're discovering a self only. So if I'm seeing myself as this limited jiva, now I get to see myself as ocean of bliss. Ocean of bliss. Pratyak vastuni nistaranga sahaja nandava bodhambudo viproyam shapayo choyamityapi maha veda brahma oyam viveda brahma pratyak vastuni nistaranga sahaja nandava bodhambudo. So in this self, pratyak vastuni, pratyak atmani. In the inner self, what is the inner self? It is nistaranga sahaja ananda ambudi, ocean of bliss, which is my own nature, which is without any waves. Nistaranga means no waves. It's an ocean without any waves, pure silence and stillness. In that, I am absolutely, I can't even say immersed, I am that. You can't say you're immersed in that. You are that. Oh, that type of contemplation, oh, it's so beautiful. Yeah. So with these 6 types of meditation are given, let us sit and let's practice some of this. Sit now, we'll do 10 minutes of meditation. Sitting up straight, keep your back, neck, and head erect in one line. Have your hands folded, interlocked in your lap, or comfortably on your knees. Relax your shoulders and take 3 deep breaths in through your nose, slowly. With every thought, with every image that passes through your mind, come to recognize that thought is sound. That sound is found in space, and space is a manifestation of Brahman. Pure existence, consciousness, bliss. With every image, images are nothing but forms. Forms have their origin in pure existence. They are nothing but manifestation of that one undivided, homogeneous mass of existence. In this one existence from which all thoughts have originated, from all images have originated, that one pure existence is infinite. It is endless. Like an ocean without any waves or shores, it stretches and reaches endlessly. It has no break. It has no distinction. It is of the nature of pure bliss. This ocean of existence and bliss. I am that. I am an ocean of pure existence and bliss. On all sides of me, existence. Whether in front, behind, left, right, up or down, all that is there is pure existence. All that is there is me. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om